What's going on, Dolphins? It is your boy Dillon, and it's a little late. I'm getting to this kind of late. It's already 20 minutes until midnight my time on the West Coast, so that means it's almost 3 o'clock in the morning East Coast, so sorry about that, but I am getting to my Week 2 scouting report on the Giants since they just had their game tonight against the Washington football team. So I'm just going to go through it, and I'm just going to go through it really quick because at the end of the day, my evaluation doesn't really change much from, it doesn't really change almost at all from the Week 1 scouting report that I did on the Giants. And that is basically that, I think this is a team that we should be able to win against, especially because, it is going to be a home game for us. They have to do the traveling. They have some potential on offense and defense. Their defense isn't too bad. It's pretty solid. And they have some, potential on offense, but they're just way too inconsistent. They don't really scare me, right? The receivers seem to have issues with catching the ball. And Daniel Jones is pretty inconsistent. So, and frankly, the defense, while they seem to be, relatively solid, they don't really scare me. Now, this game against Washington football team, it ended up being a relatively, mid-scoring game. It was generally pretty defensive for most of it, especially early on, and then the offenses kind of started to open up a little bit. But it was a good football game overall. As you can see, the Washington football team pulled it out 30-29, so the Giants have fallen to 0-2 on the season. And let's go ahead and jump into the statistics. Like I said, I'm just going to kind of breeze through it because there's really not much to talk about. Just real quick, the team statistics for this game. Washington football team, the Giants led up 407 total yards to Washington football team. They had 391 themselves. They had 228 passing yards and gave up 320. They had 163 yards on the ground, including one that I can remember, a long Saquon Barkley run. But other than that, he wasn't super effective even. But they did rack up 163 on the ground and led up 87 to Washington football team. They had 6.1 yards per play, led up 5.9. Neither team lost a fumble. Washington football team did throw an interception, so the Giants got that. They picked off Heineke. They were 33% on third down and let up 30%. The New York Giants, had the ball for 31 minutes and 44 seconds to the 28-16 of the other side, and they had 11 penalties to the 9 penalties of Washington football team. And then, so as you can see here, Daniel Jones for the Giants was 22 of 32 for 249 and a touchdown, no interceptions. Daniel Jones ended up being their leading rusher for 9 rushes and 95 yards with a touchdown and a 10-6 average. So Daniel Jones was showing off his wheels a bit in this game. Saquon Barkley threw in 13 for 57 and a 4.4. Not bad. Devontae Booker, 2 of 9 for 4.5. And then you see the rest here. Sterling Shepard led the way for them in receiving, 9 out of 10, 94. Darius Slayton, 3 of 6, 54 and a score. Kenny Golladay, 3 of 8, 38. Kyle Rudolph, 2 of 2, 25. Caden Smith, 2 of 2, 24. And Saquon Barkley added 2 of 3 of 12. And then just real quick, as I normally do, I will just scroll down so you can take a peek at the rest of these statistics, all the defensive statistics, so tackles and interceptions and stuff like that, kicking game and what have you. And then we will go ahead and go back to the top so that way we can flip over real quick to the Washington football team. So just from a defensive perspective, we can understand a little bit better how the Giants defense did. Taylor Heineke was 34 of 46 for 336, 2 touchdowns with 1 interception. Antonio Gibson led the way on the running game with 13 for 69 and a 5.3. J.D. McKissick, 4 for 10 yards, 1 score, and a 2.5. Receiving, Terry McLaurin, let's see, 11 of 14, 107 and a touchdown. J.D. McKissick, 5 of 6, 83. Logan Thomas, 5 of 7 for 45. Adam Humphries, 7 of 8 for 44. Diami Brown, 3 of 6 for 34. And Ricky Seals-Jones, 1 for 1, 19 yards and a touchdown on that play. And like I said, I will jump down just real quick scroll so you can see all the rest of it. If you care to see these statistics and want to take a quick or a deeper look, go ahead and pause the video. All right, now with that out of the way, there is one other thing that I want to throw in here, as I usually do. And I went through, oh boy, whoops, I'm sorry, wrong one. I put it on the wrong screen. My bad. Okay, but as I normally do, I throw up the updated league standings, and these are updated as of tonight after this game between the New York Giants and the Washington football team. And of course, as always, all stats are in the per game format. Starting off on total yards for the offense after week 2, the Giants are 21st in total yards. They are 19th in passing offense, 17th in rushing, 20th in scoring. For their defense, they are 22nd in total yards, 22nd in passing, 20th in rushing, 19 in scoring. So you can see their offense is generally middle to back end of the league. Obviously, 17th being their highest in rushing offense, with 21st being in total offense. And then same thing basically for their defense. They are 10th currently in takeaways, 8th in interceptions, 12th in fumbles, 29th in sacks, and 32nd in passes defensed. Just to be clear, as usual though, especially right now in the early parts of the season, takeaways, interceptions, fumbles, those are going to be a little bit skewed just because of where these teams happen to fall in the list. Because a lot of teams are technically tied with, 0 or 1 or 2 interceptions, for example, right? And then just a quick look where the Dolphins are after the lists got adjusted after this game. Dolphins are 27th in total offense, 27th in passing, 25th in rushing, 23rd in scoring, 17th in total defense, 18th in passing, 18th in rushing, and 8th in scoring defense. So the defense is middle of the pack for the most part right now, after, for us, just the first week because we've only played one game. But this includes the adjustments that were made after the week 2 matchup between the Giants and the Washington football team. Our offense obviously not performing at a high enough clip after the first game, so we definitely want to see massive improvement there. And if we're keeping it real, even though we do like this 8th overall in scoring and some of these other numbers here, our defense overall is not living up to the elite potential that we hope and think that they can be, at least after the first week. Now, and then again, of course, these are a little bit skewed based off of where we just happen to fall on the list, because a lot of teams are actually tied. But we are 9th currently in takeaways, 24th in interceptions, 4th in fumbles, 16th in sacks, and 20th in passes defensed. All right, so there you have it. That is my week 2 scouting report for the New York Giants. And that's really all I got. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. I hope you guys appreciate my perspective. If you do, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you hit the bell if you want to get the alerts. Share my channel and videos with your friends and family. Leave your questions, comments, and concerns down in the comment section. Of course, as always, follow me on Twitter at Dillon Tartaro. And with that, I am out. I'll see y'all soon.